Hi everyone, I'm True Soul, and this is a Marvel Legends X-Men Collection update. So yeah guys, if you guys have been watching my videos lately, you'll know that I went on a little toy hunt. And on that toy hunt, I found some pretty cool figures that I've been wanting to get for a while now, but I went ahead and decided to actually finally get them. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. I actually have 3 action figures for you today that all of which are X-Men, which is the Marvel Legends movie Wolverine, and I also have the Havoc and Polaris 2-pack. So since Wolverine's probably the newest one, let's go ahead and do him first. Now for me personally, Wolverine was probably one of the best things about the X-Men movies back in the day. Besides, I really like Professor Charles Xavier and Magneto too, but Wolverine was probably the best thing about those movies. So when they came out with a figure, you guys know I had to get him. I mean, it's Hugh Jackman Wolverine. But yeah guys, I went ahead and decided to get this one. I know I already have a Wolverine, but this is such a more unique look, and it's a totally different iteration of Wolverine because it's the movie kind. So I feel like that justified me breaking my only get one of a certain kind of character rule when it comes to Marvel. So let's go ahead and get straight into review, starting with the overall look. Now, once again, I love how Hasbro blows it out of the park with these photoreal faces. It really looks like I just have a toy-sized Hugh Jackman. I was a little scared because the head that he comes with already on his head is like the angry yelling head. And in the box, for some reason, it just looked weird to me. But now that I actually have it out of the packaging, it actually looks kind of cool. I really like how they drew sculpted the sideburns on there and the hair. Everything just looks really on point. I'm also digging this jacket, how it looks like it has like some like wear and tear done to it. They like added some like paint to make it look like it was like dirty and whatever. So I really like that a lot. One thing about these figures like that come with like jackets and stuff, sometimes I'm a little worried that the jacket will hinder articulation, but that's not the case with this Wolverine. He can get a pretty decent range of motion on his arms, his torso, and everything, and the jacket doesn't seem to hinder any of that at all. So that's one thing I really like about this Wolverine. But one thing that I really liked about this Wolverine, and I'll actually start talking about that in a minute, is his accessories. Now, this Wolverine comes with a alternate head, which is a more calmer Hugh Jackman head. He also comes with his claw hands, but one thing that I really like about this figure is he comes with a set of hands that don't have the claws out. Which, whenever I got my other Wolverine from that 3-pack, I was a little disappointed that he didn't come with hands where the claws are now. Because that Wolverine actually came with a set of bone claws. And I was actually considering cutting the bone claws off just so he could have some hands that didn't have claws coming out. But I really like the fact that they decided to add that. I didn't know that they were gonna have that in the package before I bought the figure, so that was a nice little surprise. But all in all, this Wolverine's a really great action figure, and he's probably going to be the only X-Men movie action figure that I get. Wasn't really all that interested in that Magneto that they made or any of those other figures, except for maybe the Deadpool, but I think he's in a 2-pack. But yeah, I really like this action figure, and he's gonna be a pretty good addition to my collection. I'm just gonna have to find a place for him to fit because he doesn't fit with all the comic book people. Alright guys, let's go ahead and move on to my other action figures, and that is my Havoc and Polaris 2-pack. Now, primarily, I did get this 2-pack primarily for the Havoc. I didn't really care for how that other Havoc looked that came by himself. And I saw this one in stores for weeks. I was like, man, that Havoc looks ultimate, but I didn't really care about the Polaris. I don't really have much of a connection to either one of these characters, but I have more of a connection to Havoc, just because when I used to play like X-Men Legends as a kid, he had a few parts in there, and so I at least knew of him. I didn't know who the World Polaris was for years, and then I finally realized who she was. But yeah, guys, let's just go ahead and get into the review of both these figures, and let's start off with Havoc. Now, first off, I'm really digging this jacket that they gave Havoc. It just had a real 90s feel to me that I really like a lot. I also like the hair sculpt, the face frame that they got going on with the figure. One thing I also like about this figure is I really dig like these gloved hands that he has, which is the only pair of hands he comes with, but as far as I'm concerned, doesn't really need another set of hands, because most of the time when I see Havoc like shooting his energy or whatever, his hands aren't really like stretched out. They're kind of like in a fist. So I kind of like that a lot. Just an overall really cool looking figure, which is primarily the reason why I wanted to get him. Also him being Cyclops' brother, so I had to reunite the family, guys. You know that. Come on. As for articulation, also really good articulation, kind of like the Hugh Jackman. Even though he has a jacket, it doesn't hinder his articulation at all. I also would like to mention that you can actually open up the jacket. I haven't tried to take it off because I think it would look weird, but you can actually open up the jacket. There's a little part at the bottom where you can pop it off. So yeah, guys, overall really good looking figure. And articulation is solid. When it comes to accessories, he really doesn't come with any except for his like energy effect stuff, which, to be honest, I kind of don't really care for energy effect stuff. I know I had some with my Dazzler and I thought it looked okay, but for the most part, I can't really like stick the effects on my characters firmly to where they won't move or fall over or something like that. Because most of the time when I display a character with those effects on them, the effect ends up like loosening and like either falling off or dangling from the person's wrist. So I'm probably not going to be displaying Havoc with his effects all that much, but you know, it's perfectly fine. Really good looking figure. I really need to get me some black acrylic paint, because I noticed on one of his fists it seems like the black is kind of starting to smear or fade off, so gotta get me some black acrylic paint and fix that. But other than that, really good figure. Let's go ahead and move on to the Polaris, which right off the bat, and this is what I was afraid of, see all this nice green hair? It is unfortunately a big chunk of plastic, which does hinder articulation and head movement a little bit. She can look down a good bit, but she can't look up, of course, and turning from side to side is not impossible, but some photos might look a little weird with that big piece of plastic just hanging there. When it comes to Marvel Legend characters that have a lot of hair, I'm not really sure what the best course of action is when it comes to, you know, how much it hinders articulation. On one hand, you might not mind, because as long as like the figure looks cool or whatever, you know, you might not mind. But for me, there are poses that I want to get the characters in that just look kind of weird, because the hair isn't flexible and it doesn't move at all. It's just stiff and sits there. So that's always kind of been annoying with a lot of the female Marvel Legends action figures that I got. Also that they keep reusing the same body. I'm pretty sure this Polaris, the Jean Grey I have, and the Shadowcat that I have all share the same body. Like there's literally no tweaks at all from what I can see. You can correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments below, but like even like the extended hands that she comes with are very similar to Jean Grey's and Shadowcat's. But yeah, other than the hair mucking stuff up, the articulation on the rest of the figure is actually pretty good. In terms of the look of this figure, I don't really have a connection to this version of Polaris. I'm usually used to seeing her in her green outfit. So later on down the line, I'm going to have to look for a Polaris that looks like that, if they even made one. But one thing that I do like about this figure is it actually comes with closed fist accessories, which I never really imagined Polaris punching people, but I'm probably not going to use them. One thing that I have found that I can use them for is with my Shadowcat, she actually has like one like extended hand that's stretched out, which I always thought was weird because she doesn't shoot anything or throw anything, so there's no point in her having a hand like that. So what I did is I took one of Polaris' closed fist hands and popped it on her. The coloration is slightly different. Under certain lighting you actually can't really tell the difference, but I kind of like the way it looks, and it'll probably look good on the shelf, so that's why I went ahead and gave Shadowcat that fisted hand. So I guess Polaris came in useful after all. I don't completely dislike the figure. I mean, she's another good addition to the X-Men. It's just I mostly bought the 2-pack for the Havoc. But, you know, in the future, I might get another Polaris. We'll just have to wait and see. Well, guys, that's going to do it for me today. Just wanted to show you guys my new figures in my collection, and I'm definitely going to be doing a few other update videos, because there's still a lot of other figures from my toy haul, so I'm gonna definitely do some update videos on those. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to follow me on my Instagram, as I'll stay updated whenever I have plans for a project, as well as see exclusive photos that you do not see in my videos. Well guys, until then, be sure to like, subscribe, and go to my channel to check out other videos. Catch you later.